Hey everyone, it's Chris. I'm going to go through the Chiltern Ridge 50k route, the new route for 2024. We're running a linear route this year from Berkhamsted all the way to Wendover. We can see the full route there on the screen. So I'm going to just go through everything, give you a few tips, show you the different sections, where the checkpoints are, where the hills are, and things like that. The full route, as you can see on the screen, is 50 kilometers. Elevation gain is around 1,000 meters. Depending on which mapping service you use, it'll either come out about 950 or just over 1,000. So yeah, let's say 1,000 for good measure. We've got 4 different sections that I'm going to go through bit by bit. So if we have a look on the side here, you've basically got section 1 will be from the start to checkpoint 1, which is 14.6 kilometers. Then from checkpoint 1 to 2, we've got another around about 14 kilometer section. The same for checkpoint 2 to 3, again, very close to 14 kilometers. And then the final change that's wrong. Here we go. Checkpoint 3 to finish is 7.75 kilometers. So much shorter section from the final checkpoint to the finish. So here we go. So it's a really, really fun route. We start in the very historic grounds of Berkhamsted Castle. So there you go there. I'm not going to go through the logistics of sort of getting there, parking and things like that in this video. If you want details on that, have a look at our event overview information document PDF on our website. But essentially, we have some coach services that are going to the start. So you can park in Wendover, get the coach to Berkhamsted Castle, run the race, and then when you finish at Wendover, you'll have your car in a close vicinity. We are also operating a coach service back from Wendover to Berkhamsted at about 4 p.m, just after 4 p.m. on race day, for those that are finishing under 7 hours and want to park at the start. So let's have a look. So you congregate in Berkhamsted Castle, and once we start, we head out of the grounds, turn left, and make our way actually kind of almost immediately onto a very slight incline as we make our way kind of onto the ridge. So you come up here, and as you get to this ridge here, if I spin that round, you will get a really nice view of Berkhamsted and all of the countryside that you're going to be walking across, running across throughout the day. So as we come up there, a couple of road crossings to navigate. This first one's absolutely fine. This second one's a little bit busier. We'll have marshals everywhere, getting everyone across safely. Then you're coming up onto Berkhamsted Common. This ridgeline here is really nice. Again, you get lovely views of Berkhamsted. And then down into Frithton Beaches. A lot of you will be very familiar as you come down into these bits, running just in this place here called the Golden Valley, just next to Little Gadsden, up past the golf course, and that sends you into Ashridge. So as you cross this road here and go into this woodland, you're really into sort of Ashridge Forest area here, and then you're following what is the Ashridge Boundary Trail around the back here, and that's getting you to Ivanhoe Beacon. And yeah, a very classic route that we've used many times in previous editions. It's a really, really nice trail. It's fun going this direction. If you know the steps, well, we're going down the steps, not up the steps, and looping round past Ivanhoe Beacon. And this is the start of the Ridgeway. So this is where the race joins the Ridgeway for a fair section now. Come down past Ivanhoe Beacon, and this is where you get to your first checkpoint. So this is called Pitstone Hill Car Park. Not loads of room here for spectators, but there are, as you can see, maybe, I don't know, 20 or 30 car parking spaces. And that is 14.6 kilometers in. That's the first segment done. So 297 meters of elevation gain in that first section, with 219 meters of descent. So, it will be hilly in places, but it's not, it's, I would class all of this really as undulating terrain rather than very hilly terrain. Now we're following, as we hit section 2, you're following the Ridgeway from, so started at Ivanhoe Beacon, past Pitstone Hill on the checkpoint, down through Oldbury Knowers, through Tring, over the A41, and then you've got some really cool sections on this bit. So this first bit here, where you're up on the top of Tring Park, is a really nice trail, very wide trail, but again, you've got lovely views sweeping that way. Then as you come through Hastow and you join here, I think this is called Pavis Wood, a really nice woodland as well to run through. As you then come out of that, you skirt then slightly into Wendover Woods, around the side of Wendover Woods, through into Hale Woods. And then as you run through the Halewood Trail here, probably one of my favorite trails on the route, very slightly downhill here as well. And then once you get to around this section, you lose quite a lot of elevation. Okay, you can really kind of put the gas on here, down this segment and into checkpoint 2. So that segment from checkpoint 1 to 2 is, as I say, 13.95 kilometers, 221 up in this segment and 236 down. So now you've completed over halfway of the race, 28.6. This is actually the Runaway Racing office. So the Runaway Racing office is on this estate. So that's quite cool, having the race run past it. We'll have lots of gear there, lots of food and drink and everything that you'll need. And then you're continuing along the Ridgeway as you start this new purple segment along to checkpoint 3. So as I'll zoom out here, you'll see that what happens is you've now completed this linear section. And as you kind of come down the Ridgeway and into Wendover, you now start a loop. We're going in this direction on the loop. So going clockwise, you go very close. So you see here, you're following this Ridgeway, go past the church, join South Street, and you will run on the pavement past the field, which you'll later be finishing on, but you won't go in the field. You won't go through the finish line. We're saving that for the end. Turning left here, starting to climb a little bit through some really good woodlands out the back of Coombe Hill here. And through Dunsmore. This is a lovely trail. This from about here to here is all straight, really nice. Taking a bit of a sharp turn in there. And this brings you into the back of the Whiteleaf Hill Nature Reserve. So this is the Whiteleaf Hill Nature Reserve here. We use this route or this area very much in the Chiltern Ridge half route. And you're kind of coming at it from the back of the woodlands and making your way onto the top of Whiteleaf Hill, which is just such a nice viewpoint. So you've got the Whiteleaf cross chalk figure on the hillside there. You can see that's quite a nice ridge, and you'll get some unbelievable views going out in that direction. You have then the steepest descent of the race down this trail, and that leads you into the Plough pub, the Plough at Cadston pub, which is our checkpoint 3. Okay, so no stopping at the pub yet. You've still got 7 and a bit kilometers to go. But yeah, that section in total is, like the others in distance, pretty similar, 13.7 kilometers, 281 up and 304 down. So now you've completed in total 42.3 kilometers. And actually, when you get onto the top of Whiteleaf Hill here, this is when you rejoin the Ridgeway, and you're now running along the Ridgeway all the way to the finish line. And this is such a nice section of the Ridgeway. You've got some really nice rolling hills and views throughout. That means it's going to feel tough in places, but you've also got some nice descent as well to kind of keep it flowing. So yeah, you kind of come past here, you go past Chequers. This is the Prime Minister's estate. Nice farm shop just here. And then you kind of I would say, yeah, this is going to be your last big climb. What you'll actually see, which I think is really cool, is if I go down onto here, as you're running down this trail, you'll be able to look to your left across the Prime Minister's estate, and you will see the monument on the top of Coombe Hill up here. And you'll be able to see that this elevation goes up and up and up. I've done this hill lots of times. It's a bit annoying, but it's over pretty quickly. And then once you're up on the top around here, then you can just stay on this ridge line to Coombe Hill. And from Coombe Hill, what is it? It's probably 2 kilometers from the top of Coombe Hill down to the finish, and it is now all downhill. Okay, so all of this sweeping down the hill, lovely views of Wendover as you come down. You come out of Wendover onto the street here. Just will need to double check this in the next few months, because this road here is being closed as they divert road traffic down here as part of the HS2 works. It seems like they will maintain pedestrian access throughout, which actually should be probably a bit of an improvement for us, in the sense that you'll be coming out not having to deal with any traffic, and this will just hopefully be a footpath all the way down. Turning right at the roundabout next to number 2 Pound Street in Wendover, down South Street, and then we'll run into the finish field, do a slight loop of this, and then you hit the finish line there. This is called Hampton Meadows. So Hampton Meadows, you've got the cricket ground, Witchell Pavilion here, and then we're in that playing field next to it. Nice place to have a finish, really, really cool. We'll have some stuff set up there, but you've got so many pubs in Wendover. My favourite being the King and Queen, which is this one just here. Plenty of places to grab a drink after the race. That final segment, as you can see there, is 7.75 Ks, 169 up, 184 down. And that is, in total, exactly 50k. So there we go. That's the new route. I hope you like it. The GPX file and all the maps are available on the website. If you want to get out there, do some recce's before the race, then that would be brilliant. Means you're going to know the course quite well before race day. That loop in particular is a good one to do, because of course you can park in Wendover. You can park right next to the finish line. Park here in Witchell Pavilion, free parking, and go and do that loop, which is about 20 kilometers. The only thing I would say here with this loop is this turning just here. We may change this very slightly to run down and then go on a different footpath. We just want to check in with the farmer here and check where the cattle's going to be and make sure that's going to not cause any problems. But other than that, the route's fully confirmed. Really, really, really excited for it. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.